I'm going to demonstrate how you can add a Zelda secret smooth camera transition in
Godot.
I'm starting with a very basic project here. All I have is a test level and a player setup. No camera, no switch, and no door. That is what we're going to walk through now. The first thing we're going to do is set up our camera. We're going to be using a plugin from the
Godot.
asset library to make our camera setup super easy. What you're going to want to do is click on the asset library on the top here. If you do not see asset library on yours, just go to editor, manage editor set features, and then search for asset library and make sure it is checked. So go to asset library and we're going to search for Phantom. And then we're going to want this one, Phantom Camera. And then you can click on it. And then we're going to select download. From here, you can decide where you want it to install, or you can just leave the default settings to install in the add-ons folder. And then click install. Click OK. Now, if you try to add the Phantom camera at this point, you will see that nothing shows up. What we need to do is we need to enable it in the settings. So click out of here. We're going to go to Project, Project Settings. We're going to go to Plugins, and then make sure the Phantom camera is enabled by checking this. And that's all you need to do. Click Close. Now if we come in here and click Add, you can see Phantom camera shows up. To get our smooth camera transition effect, we're going to need to add multiple cameras. But Phantom camera requires a host camera first. So let's add a camera 2D. Select camera 2D. The only setting I'm going to change on the camera 2D is I'm going to go to Inspector and set the zoom to 2. Under our camera 2D, let's add a host Phantom camera. So make sure camera 2D is selected, select plus, and we're going to search for Phantom. And we're going to select on this one down here, Phantom camera host. Make sure the Phantom camera host is a child of the camera 2D. We do not need to adjust anything to the Phantom camera host, but I do want to point out, if you go to Inspector, Process, and there's the priority setting, this tells the Phantom camera which camera to use. Next, let's go into our player scene, and we're going to add a Phantom camera to our player. So we go into player scene, make sure player selected. We're going to add a Phantom camera 2D. So Phantom camera 2D, this one. On this one, we're going to set the priority to 10 and zoom to 2. We are going to set the follow mode to simple and assign the player as the target. Now for this demo, we are only going to use 2 cameras on top of the host camera. So we could just set the priority to 2 here, but I have found in my experience that it's good practice when using Z indexes or priorities to give yourself a buffer zone for any unforeseen changes in the future. Next, let's set up an event controller. Right-click on your project root, click Create New, and Script. We are going to create a script folder, and then we're going to call it Event Controller. Click Open, and then click Create. And here we are just going to add a signal for when the exit switch has been triggered. We need to add the script to our auto load so we can call it from anywhere. So we're going to go to Project, Project Settings, Auto Load. Then we're going to go into our script folders, and event controller.gd is what we want. So click on that and click Open. Click Add, and then make note of your name to call this script. Next, we're going to add an event to trigger the door opening and the camera to focus on the door. You can use this similar logic and trigger system for various events, such as a switch, once all the enemies are destroyed, or even a timer. For this demo, we are going to trigger it on a switch being pressed by the player. So let's create a new scene. It's going to be an area 2D, and we're going to call it door switch. And we can save this. We're going to save it in levels, scenes, and call it door switch. First, let's add an animated sprite 2D to our area 2D. And then we're going to go over to animation, select new animation, new sprite frames, and then click on it, and we'll get our animation window down here. We're going to open up the sprite sheet, and I have a switch sprite sheet right here. It is 1 high and 3 frames, and I'm just going to select all 3 of them. I'm gonna not loop, and I'm gonna make it 9. So let's play this, and that looks pretty good. I'm gonna call my animation button pressed. Next, I'm gonna add a static body 2D. This way the player can collide with the button, or in this case, walk on top of the button. So let's make sure door switch is selected and do add static body 2D. And then inside of our static body 2D, we're gonna add a collision shape. Collision shape 2D. For the shape, I'm gonna do a capsule shape. And since there's gonna be 2 collision shapes in this scene, I'm gonna make this one the debug color of red, just so we can delineate which one is which. I'm gonna go to transform and I'm gonna rotate it 90 degrees and then resize it. Next, I'm gonna add a collision shape to our area 2D so that I can detect when the player has entered the area. So just to clarify, there should be 1 collision shape as a child of the static body 2D, and then 1 collision shape that is a child of the area 2D. So make sure the area 2D's collision shape is selected, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add a capsule shape. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees and resize it. So now we can go ahead and save this, and we're going to add our door switch to the level scene to make sure we have our static body collision shape in the right spot that the player can walk on it. So I'm going to come down to our file system and just search for door switch, and I'm just going to drag it onto our scene. Just so I don't got to walk through the whole level, I'm going to put it right by the player. We'll try right there. We're going to select play, and you can see he kind of walks up on it. Now you can play around to get this exactly how you want. Let's go back to our door switch scene and add a script. Make sure door switch is selected and click add script. We're going to go up a level to levels and then inside of scripts and save it as door switch. So make sure your door switch script is saved, and then you can click on the area 2D door switch and then come over to node signals, and we're going to add a body entered signal. Click connect. So in our area 2D door switch script, we have a reference to our animated sprite 2D that we call door switch. We have a boolean to keep track of whether the switch has been pressed or not. And in our onBodyEntered function, we are checking that the body that entered the area is the player and the switch has not been pressed. We are able to reference our player here because in our player script, we gave our player a class name of player. We are setting the switch pressed to true, and we are playing the door switch animation button pressed. If you have an audio controller, you could play the sound here, and then we await for the door animation switch to finish, and then we use our event controller to emit the signal that the exit switch has been flipped. And if you remember, inside our event controller, we created a signal called exit switch flipped. So let's run our game again to make sure our door switch scene is working. Sweet, our switch is being pressed. Now we still have no door and nothing to catch our signal yet, so let's add that last step now. We're going to add another scene and we're going to call this level door. We're going to make our scene an area 2D. We can go ahead and save this in levels scene level door. Next, we're going to add an animated sprite to our area 2D. We're going to come over to animation, click new sprite frames, then we're going to click on it so our animation window comes up. We're going to click on the sprite sheet, and I have a opening door animation. It is 1 vertical and 7 across. We're going to call our animation open door. And we're going to turn looping off. And I think that looks pretty good. The last thing we need to add to this scene is a phantom camera. So we can do that now. We're going to add a phantom camera 2D. We're going to set the priority as 1 and the zoom as 4. We're going to set the follow mode to glued and the follow target to the animated sprite 2D. Make sure this scene is saved, and then we can attach a script to our level door. We're going to go up a folder and go down into scripts and call it level door. In our level door area 2D, we have a boolean to keep track of if the door is open. We have a reference to our animated sprite 2D and a reference to our phantom camera. In our onReady function, we are connecting to the signal of exit switch flipped, and we are calling on event exit switch flipped function. When the signal gets caught, we are setting the priority to the door camera to 12. If you remember, we set the player camera priority to 10. So since this is going to be higher, it's going to take priority. We are setting a timeout for 2 seconds to wait for the camera to transition. We are playing the open door animation. If you have an audio controller, this is where you could play the sound. And then we are waiting for the animation to finish. We are setting the door open to true, and then we're setting the door camera priority back to 1, so it transitions back to the player. So back in our level scene, we can just drag the level door scene onto our scene anywhere we'd like. And then let's run the game and see if this is working. So we can step on the button gets pressed, we transition to the door opens, and then we transition back to the player. Everything seems to be working. One nice thing about the way we set up this with signals and different scenes is we can move the door anywhere we'd like, rerun the game, step on the button, and everything still works as expected no matter where you put the door or the button. If you see this little warning on your Area 2D for your level's door scene, all this is saying is it wants a collision shape. And what you would do is you would just add a collision shape like we did for the door switch to keep track of when the body or the player had entered that area, and then you could do a level transition. I didn't add that here because I was trying to keep the demo as simple as possible. Well, I suppose